Good morning again, everybody, and thanks for making some time to learn a little bit about Teams with us. Of course, this is how you're going to be working with your files going forward, and so that's going to be the most important thing that we cover today. How to be working with your documents now that they're no longer on the file server, on the S or the X drive or whatever drive letter you used to be working with. All that content is now going to be found organized in Teams. So for those of you I haven't met before, my name is Matt, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. So if you're going to need any type of support with Teams or with OneDrive, then you can certainly reach out to DCNC for normal type of support. And then, of course, everybody's going to be using Teams, so sometimes your neighbor is going to be your best resource. That's not to say that you can't reach out to me, certainly. After today's webinar, I think the best way to get a hold of me will be via email. So again, I think the purpose for today's meeting, most importantly, is that we understand how to work with the files now that they are in Teams, and that you'd be able to work with them in OneDrive. And so, ideally they look as familiar to you as possible. To get started today, I've got Teams up on my screen here, and you can see over on the left-hand side is where I've got my teams listed. Right now, I've set up just one basic accounting division team that kind of mirrors the way that things are set up in your environment. Obviously, I don't think you have an accounting division or these specific departments, but this is supposed to reflect the way that you have your content organized. So kind of logically follows the division at the top level, and that's going to be your team. And then under each division, you're going to have a channel. I know we're kind of already introducing some technical terms from Microsoft vocabulary, but hopefully as I start to use those, they'll become a little bit more familiar. This whole tool is really supposed to be designed to be intuitive, so hopefully you find it to be so. Currently, I'm selecting my general channel. Right now, I have the posts displayed for that channel. This is like a message board, if you will, and we're going to start to talk about chat in a little while. But for now, we're just going to focus on this files tab here. So this is where you're going to find the documents that I've migrated over from the file server. And you can see these still have, kind of a top level and subfolder structure. These are just some fake documents that I've saved out to Teams or to OneDrive. To work with these files locally, you're going to open up the Files tab here within your channel, and then you can see just kind of immediately below where it says Files there, you've got the Sync button. When you click that button, it's going to launch OneDrive. You can see here, I've actually already got a OneDrive account, and I'm already syncing certain folders from Teams. So when I begin to sync a new folder, you can see that it's going to display here the ones that I've already got locally, and it's going to give me the option to choose which of these folders I want to sync. So if you want, you can leave this box checked up here at the top to sync everything. But if you don't need access to everything, then some of that content is going to end up looking like clutter for you. And so here, if you want, you can just check the boxes for those files and folders that you need for now, and you'll be able to change this later. So I'm going to leave the box checked there to sync everything and choose Start. And down here in the bottom right of my screen is where I've got this little blue cloud icon, and I can right click that here and just choose Open Your DCNC INC folder. So here I am in File Explorer, and it's going to be over here on the left-hand side, kind of underneath this little blue building where it says DCNC INC, that you've got your folder that you've just synced. I've got a label, and I've synced the accounting division, and underneath that, I've got both the general channel and the contracts department channel here. If we go back and look at Teams for a second, you can see that I haven't synced anything from the procurement department yet. So I just want to walk through that process again. For this specific department, if I haven't synced anything yet, but I'm going to start working here, then I'm going to start out on the Files tab and just click on the Sync button. And here, once again, I'm just going to choose everything because that's easiest. And once I've started that sync, you'll see down there, I don't know if you caught that on the screen really briefly, it had these little two arrows that were kind of chasing each other, like almost looking like a recycling symbol, if you will. And again, if I right click that now and just go back into my folder, you'll see there that I've got all three of those items now. So here, at this point, if that's a once and done type of deal, if you're not going to use Teams going forward and you just need to work with your local documents, that's really kind of all you need to do is just set up the sync on a one-time basis.